Good morning and welcome to the March Sound Summit, where we're focusing on budget and money as we prepare for tax season. As a reminder, you can follow along with the navigation sheet or download it so that you can get back to the resources that we're going to cover this morning. There are a few community partners that might not be presenting, but you can always find information on how to reach them on the second page of our navigation sheet. As another reminder, we'll be collecting your questions throughout the broadcast, and we'll be bringing presenters back up at the end to answer those questions. The answers to those questions will be posted within 48 hours to the website. We have some late-breaking news that we just received yesterday, and we want to make sure that we provide you with the information on this opportunity. So we're going to go ahead and go a little bit off the navigation sheet to share an opportunity. The Gold Star Youth Mentorship Program is currently accepting applications for mentors. The application is going to close on March 15th, so we wanted to make sure and raise your awareness of this opportunity. You can go to the website and either register your youth to get a mentor or volunteer to be a mentor. So we wanted to raise your awareness of that opportunity. All right, so at this moment, I'd like to bring up Colonel Duncan to provide opening remarks.
All right, thank you, Robin. Good morning, JBLM. Thanks for joining us at the Sound Summit. This is a perfect month to talk about, as Robin mentioned, to talk about financial readiness as we begin to, of course, head into tax season, but as we also start to get back to a little bit of normalcy. You know, we haven't beaten COVID yet, but we are making some progress, and things are beginning to get a little bit back to normal. And so the reason I say that's important to us for financial readiness is things that we might see getting back to normal. You're going to start seeing deployments to ramp up a little bit again. PCS season is coming, starting in just 2 months is when we start to see the surge, heading into June and July at the peak. Getting back to normal means the economy around us is getting back to normal, and that means in our area specifically, it's one of the top 5 fastest growing areas in the entire United States. So yes, the cost of living is rising a little bit, the cost of housing is rising, so we need even more financial readiness. You're going to hear a little bit about budgeting today. All of these resources that you're going to hear today are here for you, so please take advantage of them. A lot of that resides within the Directorate of Personnel and Family Readiness. You'll hear us refer to DPFR a couple times throughout this presentation, and they're the ones that, of course, put on these Sound Summits for us. So Directorate of Personnel and Family Readiness, just what it sounds, supporting personnel and families in their readiness. In this case, financial readiness, the topic for this month. As we get ready for taxes, I'm fighting through them right now myself. Clearly, nobody loves doing taxes, but we must do it, and we must do it by the deadline. And you'll hear a little bit from the tax folks that are here to help as well. They're set up again this year over near the base of Gray Army Airfield to help. Another thing that we'll reference that we don't have a specific highlight for this month is the thrift savings plan. Especially if you're on the blended retirement system, and if you're a family member watching that isn't sure what that is, ask your service member. They'll know whether they're on what's called the blended retirement system or the standard retirement system. If they're on the blended, then the government matches their TSP contributions, their thrift savings plan contributions. Another thing to remember in your financial readiness is to use that capacity to get that matching again if you're on the B.O.S.S. If you're not on the B.O.S.S, then it's still a great opportunity to use the TSP for a regular IRA or a Roth IRA to continue to build for your retirement readiness. All right, we got a great lineup today. Thanks again for setting this up. We even have a skit. This is going to be a good one. This is going to be an entertaining one. Thanks, Robin. And I'll hand it over to General Smith from Corps.
Okay, good morning, JBLM, and I'm not your skit today. Okay, that's coming later. Hey, the topic is money, and I was told to come here for money. I'm still waiting on my money to come. When I walked over, there's no checks or anything. It's a very important topic, and it's important for many reasons that everybody in here knows, and everybody that's out on the internet knows why it's important. I'm going to mention 3 of them why I think it's a very important topic, and appreciate the team coming together today to talk about it. One is, to me, it's readiness. It's all about readiness and fitness. When you think about money and how it ties to our emotional readiness, our physical readiness, our mental fitness, it's all tied together. Having that peace of mind, knowing that the bills are paid for, you're saving for the future, it helps you sleep better, it helps you in your relationship, and I think it's just really important for readiness because as a soldier and an airman, if your finances are straight, if you kind of know where you're going with your finances and your money, you can focus on your task at hand during the duty days, so it's very important for readiness. The second point, why I think it's very important, is it's enduring. It's going to be with us our whole life. We will never not stop talking about money and budget, but it's also very dynamic. Whatever stage of life we are in, whether it's having kids, about to have kids, kids going to college, buying a car, repairing a car, talking about insurance, talking about retirement, buying a home, whatever it is, it'll always be with us, and it's very dynamic. It changes all the time. My wife and I, my family, we talk about it at least once every 6 months. We'll sit down, we'll talk about our finances, look into the future, look at where we are right now. Is a pay raise? Did the Army get a pay raise this year? Do we have extra money? And on the same token, there's always life events that cause a setback. Maybe it's a loss of money, whatever it is, and you have to go through it. So it's always enduring and it's always dynamic, and so it's very important to talk about openly within the family, but also within the chain of command, so we all know where we are with our finances to deal with readiness. And the third point why I think it's very important to talk about today is the resources that are available here at JBLM and across the Army and the Air Force to help us all deal with this. As General George would say, we're experts, but mostly we're experts in our own craft, whether that's artillery or flying a plane or a helicopter, and not all of us are experts in finances. And so to deal with that, we have experts that are here in this room and experts on JBLM that will help us get through our financial situation. So we'll hear about those today, whether it's at Waller Hall or whether it's the Tax Center or things like AER, Army Emergency Relief, that'll help us, help our soldiers and our families deal with trying times as we go through this journey we call life in the Army and the Air Force. So it's a very important topic. I appreciate the team coming together today to talk about it, and would like to recognize all the experts that are here that will help us get through this, and looking forward to the skit later today. And I'm sure my check will be waiting for me as I walk out the door here. So thank you very much. Appreciate the time here, and I'll turn it over to Joe Peak.
Good morning, JBLM. I'm Joe Peak, the JBLM Garrison Public Affairs Officer, and today's Sound Summit Soundbite is all about the Digital Garrison app. This is an Army enterprise mobile app that you'll find at other Army installations, nationwide and overseas. But it's not just for soldiers. It's for any service members, military family members, civilian employees, or retirees who happen to frequent JBLM. Here at JBLM, the Digital Garrison app gets you information from the JBLM website, the MWR website, as well as the AAFES website. I'd like you to think of Digital Garrison as your one-stop source for services and activities here at Joint Base Lewis-McChord. The Digital Garrison app provides you with gate information as well as an installation directory, so you can find resources and services on the base and then navigate to them. The in-app shopping resources and mobile wallet in Digital Garrison provided by AAFES allows you to shop all the latest deals at both exchanges here on the base. The app lists all the dining options on base brought to you by AAFES and MWR, as well as a complete list of all the Warrior restaurants on base, to include the locations, hours of operation, and the phone numbers, and how to navigate to those dining facilities and Warrior restaurants. The Digital Garrison app has a recreation button on the community page that takes you to all the fitness and recreation options and facilities here on the base. The app also provides you with local weather, and we can also use the app to push emergency alerts to you in the event of a crisis, or we can also send day-to-day announcements to you as well about what's going on here across JBLM. I'd like to encourage you to download the Digital Garrison app today free from the Apple App Store, or you can get it on Google Play. There's also a QR code for both sites on page 2 of today's Sound Summit navigation sheet. Download Digital Garrison today. Create an account, select Joint Base Lewis-McChord, and you can save yourself time and money as you navigate around JBLM. With that, I'll be followed by the JBLM Tax Center. Have a great day.
Good Good morning. I am Captain Bankston, the Tax Center OIC for this year's 2021 filing season for tax year 2020. The JBLM Tax Center is now open. We are open Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, and on Saturdays we're open 9 to 1. We are on an appointment-only configuration. You can call 253-967-9904 or 253-967-9941 to schedule an appointment. We are located on building 6230 Pierce Avenue. It's right across from the Army Airfield. We can assist service members and most retirees and their dependents with filing of their federal and state taxes free of charge. Our schedulers will inform you of any of the documents you are required to bring based on your tax situation. If you have questions about the 2020 or any tax year prior to 2020, you'll need to bring in those forms for whatever tax year that is for us to be able to assist you best. This year's tax season is also a way to get your first 2 rounds of federal economic impact payments or stimulus checks. If you were eligible to receive one but did not, you will definitely want to file a tax return this year, even if you normally don't have a filing requirement. This year's tax return is a way to get that economic payment. We also ask for the tax center that you arrive 15 minutes early to your appointment, just so we can make sure you fill out any documentation or necessary forms we may have for you. And we have went to an at-vehicle services for this year. So you'll need to plan to spend the majority of your appointment inside your vehicle while your preparer works on your return. And you want to also be sure to get your taxes done by April 15th this year. It's very unlikely that the IRS will be extending the filing season for this year. So to avoid any late penalties or any fees of that nature, you'll either want to file your taxes or an extension by April 15th. Thank you. And I'll be followed by financial readiness.
Hello, my name is Mary Cron, and the DIP for Financial Readiness Program Manager. March has arrived, a time to welcome spring and reset your clocks. For those of you who made personal financial readiness a part of your New Year's resolution, now is also a good time to reevaluate your budget and reset it if needed. Are you meeting your goals, or have they gotten away from you? Do you find yourself running out of money before your bills and expenses are paid? Remember, your spending plan, which lays out what bills and expenses are to be paid out of each paycheck, should also be supporting your budget. If not, it should be reviewed and reset. Plan ahead for additional money that you may be receiving, such as tax refunds and stimulus money. Planning ahead will help ensure that the money is used the way that you want and does not fall prey to mindless spending. Finally, protect your money by being aware of scams and con artists that are out there. They may pose as fake IRS agents, fake employers, or people actually impersonating family members trying to get your money out of you. Find a reliable source to get additional information before parting with your money to make sure that you are doing the right thing. In addition, I also want to give a reminder that the AER campaign has started and will run through the 15th of May. Check with your unit representatives to see how you can help support this program. April 1st is also Military Saves Month, a time to take the Saver's Pledge and obtain more information about becoming a better money manager. The DIP for Financial Readiness counselors cover everything money: budgeting, goal setting, buying cars, homes, planning for retirement, and TSP. To schedule an appointment, call 253-967-1453 or check the online website. Thank you, and I will be followed by your upcoming PCS move.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Charles Buford. I am the Installation Sponsorship Liaison here at JBLM, and I will be discussing briefly how this Military One-Source application can be beneficial to relocating service members and their families, okay? So we're gonna just jump right into it, all right? So once you log into this application, it's gonna bring you to this page where it says, Welcome to Military Installations, all right? Once you figure out where you're going to be PCSing to, you're going to type it in this location. We're going to Stuttgart. All right, so we're going overseas. So we'll hit enter twice, and it'll bring us to this next page that shows installation-specific information. All right? If you look to the left, it has main contact information as well as a quick overview of the mission. We're going to scroll down. All right? It shows base essentials. We have sponsorship over to the right. We're going to continue to scroll where it shows military and family support services. All right? But we want to go down to the very bottom where it says moving, okay? Because we are PCSing. All right? So once we click on moving, it's going to bring us over to this next page. We want to focus on It's Your Move. Once we click on this tab, it's going to bring us up to 2 different hyperlinks. One that says move.mil and moving with military overview. That's the one we want to focus on. All right? So we're going to click on that, and it's going to prompt us to hit continue. Now, on this side of the portal, if we scroll down, it's going to show us different move types. All right? Now, what I want to highlight here is if you look where it says approved for, it shows CONUS and OCONUS. All right? So this area right here applies to both CONUS and OCONUS. All right? So we're going to just continue to scroll down, continue to scroll down. You see where it says pets? We're not going to go too much in pets right here. So we're going to go back over just a little bit where it says shipping my pets. All right? And that will be in the top left-hand corner. Shipping pets. Thank you. All right, now here, it gives a lot of good information, mainly because it is installation specific. All right, so some countries have different quarantine procedures. So you may have to quarantine longer than your pet. Now, with that being said, you can find out that information right here and plan according to those rules. All right. Also, they have veterinarian services. Now here, you can find contact information, which is good because you can find out all the up-to-date requirements when it comes to vaccinations and certificates, because you do not want to be separated from your pets because you don't meet the date requirements when it comes to shots. All right? So like General Smith said earlier, it's all about readiness, and we want to make sure that we're prepared. And this installation application can give you detailed information so you can plan according to those details and be ready. All right, thank you, and I will be followed by risk reduction.
Hello, my name is Gary Deasy, and I work for Risk Reduction within the Directorate of Personnel and Family Readiness, your community navigator. You can probably imagine that in our current environment that some negative behaviors have begun to crop up for many of us. The pandemic has challenged our ability to handle stress through healthy outlets, and the associated stress had led to less than healthy habits. One of these areas happens to be gambling. March is Problem Gambling Awareness Month, an annual campaign led by the National Council on Problem Gambling, #PGAM. I would like to share some basic information regarding gambling in order to help you recognize whether you or someone close to you might want to consider getting help. One myth surrounding gambling is that if you can afford it, then it's not a problem. Having the means to gamble is not the issue. The problem is it's likely to bleed over into other areas of one's life, and perhaps even eventually financially. The issue is that gambling is an addiction and thus very difficult to control. The symptoms that may begin to cause concern are spending a lot of time gambling, thinking about gambling, or planning to gamble. Restlessness or irritability when you're not gambling. Exaggerating your wins or minimizing your losses in gambling. Lying about how much time or money is spent on gambling. Borrowing money in order to pay for gambling, or hiding time spent gambling or hiding bills and unpaid debts. If you are concerned about your gambling and your efforts to get it under control, you should know that help is available. Resources in our community are, for service members, your embedded behavioral health. For civilians and family members, the Employee Assistance Program. For prevention and education training, your risk reduction program coordinators such as myself. Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration's national hotline is 1-800-662-HELP. And finally, the National Problem Gambling Helpline is 1-800-522-4700. Thank you, and I will be followed by Installation Volunteer Corps.
While Lori's on her way up, I just want to point out that we do have connections to the 2 thrift shops as another money-saving opportunity on the navigation sheet.
Good morning. My name is Lori Parker, and I am your Installation Volunteer Corps Program Manager. Volunteering is the heart and soul of our JBLM community. Many services on JBLM exist solely because of our dedicated volunteers. Recognizing our volunteers is a very important key component to the continued success of our volunteer corps and our community. Do you know a dedicated volunteer that inspires you and deserves recognition? The JBLM Volunteer of the Year nomination period is now open through March 15th. You can choose from 5 categories to nominate outstanding volunteers. Anyone may submit one or multiple Volunteer of the Year nominations. Please consider nominating your outstanding volunteers for one of these awards. Let me know if you would like to receive a copy of the nomination flyer or the Volunteer of the Year nomination training to assist you in creating outstanding nominations. Celebrate and honor your volunteers for their dedication, contributions, and accomplishments. Please contact me for any questions or assistance with the nomination process at 253-967-2324 or lori.j.parker2.civ@mail.mil. Thank you, and I will be followed by B.O.S.S.
Thank you, Lori. I am Sergeant Belowing, the JBLM B.O.S.S installation treasurer. In the month of March, we have an event going on every other day. It's going to be very packed. On March 6th, we will have a free snowshoeing event at Mount Rainier, where we will be snowshoeing Cotts Creek. On the 13th, we'll be going to Paulsbo, a Norwegian-themed town close to Bremerton. On the 20th, we will be going to Leavenworth, a Bavarian-themed town. On the 26th, we will have a volunteer opportunity at the Thurston Food Bank. Every Tuesday, we have a mock board. Every Monday and Tuesday, we will be studying for the CompTIA Security Plus certification. We have posters at our B.O.S.S office at the Warrior Zone to give out to your units. And there are 2 positions open on the B.O.S.S team for a full year commitment. Please swing by for any questions or concerns. Thank you very much, and we will be followed by the Family Advocacy Program.
I'm so bored, there's nothing to do.
I have a bright idea. Are you talking about participating in the JBLM Pinwheel Scavenger Hunt?
Scavenger hunt, but it's raining. It's always raining.
Oh, no worries. I have this handy-dandy umbrella.
It's too foggy.
Not a problem. We can use our handy-dandy binoculars.
I don't even know what a pinwheel looks like.
Good thing I spent a few hours last night decorating these pinwheels in my free time.
Whoa, you guys have everything.
All right, explorers, grab your gear. This isn't gonna be easy. We've got to stick together.
Wait a second, wait a second, wait a second. Bad news.
What now?
The scavenger hunt doesn't officially start until April 1st.
Are you kidding me?
No, despite it being April Fool's Day, I'm not kidding. The pinwheel scavenger hunt does not start until April 1st.
What does a pinwheel even mean?
Well, the pinwheel represents not only National Child Abuse Prevention Month, but it also promotes ways in which we can strengthen families within our community by working together. Spending quality time with one another as a family is just one thing to bring your family closer together.
How many pinwheels will there be?
I'm glad you asked. There are going to be 10 pinwheels hidden all across JBLM. The more pinwheels you find, the more adventures we're gonna have.
Starting April 1st, you can use the clues available on the DPFR Facebook page, or you can pick them up at Waller Hall to get you started on your adventure. Document your findings following the directions on the pinwheel.
So what am I supposed to do before April 1st?
Well, you can pick up your binocular craft kit at Waller Hall every Tuesday during the month of March from 11 to 3.
Will there be umbrellas and pinwheels available for pickup too?
Of course, but not until April the 1st.
That'll give us enough time to strategize and be prepared for all the adventures to come.
We have a lot of work to do, so we'll see you later, explorers.
Bye, explorers.
We will be followed by We will be followed by JBLM MWR.
All right, that is a tough act to follow, but if that seemed fun to you, this next topic might be of interest as well. I am Corey Yonke, and I'm here from Child and Youth Services to talk to you about employment opportunities. So in addition to having fun like that every day of your life, working with children, that is the best benefit of working in CYS, there are other things as well that are great added benefits to that. One of those is priority access to childcare. So as a CYS employee, you often have a much shorter wait time on the militarychildcare.com wait list. Another thing is that we have hourly raises tied to training and time in service. So we have our own professional trainers on staff, and as you progress through your training levels, you can earn pay raises. The last one is the portability of that career. There are CYS programs all over the world, and as you PCS or relocate for any reason, you can use what's called the Civilian Employment Assignment Tool to take your career with you. What this means is that you can move from CYS program to CYS program without having to apply and start all over with every move. That can be a great benefit, especially if you are part of a mobile military family. So if all of that sounds great, I bet your next question is, how do I sign up? So the first way that you can apply is to visit usajobs.gov. All of our CYS and MWR employment opportunities are listed there. And if you are interested in being a CYS caregiver, you can apply via one of our virtual job fairs. The benefit to the job fairs is that you can apply in the morning, interview in the afternoon, and have a tentative job offer as early as the next day. The next one of those is on 16 March, and for any more information on that or any other great employment opportunities within CYS or MWR, you can visit us on Facebook at CYS MWR and CYS, or JBLM CYS and JBLM MWR. Thank you.
Thanks, Corey. Bruce Antonovich, Sports Fitness and Aquatics. First, I want to give you an update on Jensen Fitness Center. It will be closing March 8th through October 1st. We have a floor resurfacing project and then a painting project that will paint all of the interior of Jensen Gym. In the meantime, we will also open our fitness centers, McVeigh, Wilson, Jensen, or not Jensen, Soldiers Fieldhouse and Sheridan will open at 05 to kind of give the service members an extra opportunity to get their workouts in the morning. We will have the Shamrock and Run that starts this Saturday, March 13th. It is a virtual run. We have two great medals here. We have one that is for the Shamrock and 5K, which also doubles as a bottle opener, and then we have our Leprechaun 1K. It is a virtual run, so it can be done anywhere. Packet pickup will be this Friday at the Warrior Zone from 11 to 1800. There will be specials there, so please check it out. We also have the Commander Cup 10-miler, which will be April 2nd, which is a Donza. It'll be 07 in the morning. For those of you that love to run and want to run or walk 10 miles, we'll be out there to support that race in person. We have Fit Club. There's only 36 days left. We've had 65 pick up their shirt. Colonel Duncan has picked up 2 himself. I've only done 1, but I finally get to run again, so I'll be getting my next 4 or 5 here shortly. Intramurals, we have intramurals going on. We have 15 teams playing soccer in the evenings. We also have 4 teams playing kickball. We'll start up flag football, softball, and Commander Cup golf here shortly in the next month or so. And the lastly is we have our first in-person run. It will be in early May. Please stay tuned for details. I will be followed by Madigan Army Medical Center.
Hey, good morning. I didn't bring any props, so sorry about that. But Colonel Scott Roof, I'm the commander of Madigan Army Medical Center. I'd like to touch on a few topics related to health. To begin with, the hot topic is COVID-19 vaccine. We have moved into a new phase. We're vaccinating people 65 years of age and older, and we're doing that by appointment only. So to schedule an appointment, and we're doing that at the American Lake Conference Center. To schedule those appointments, you can do that by telephone, by calling the Puget Sound Military Appointing Center at 1-800-404-4506. Or you can book an appointment online by using our online appointment scheduler. It's very easy to use, and that's at madigan.tricare.mil. We want to keep you updated with all the latest information, so we're constantly doing that through a couple of mechanisms. One is through the COVID-19 vaccine hotline, and so things will change rapidly, and until that vaccine production moves into wider distribution, we'll use the COVID vaccine hotline. You can call 253-968-4744 for the latest updates for our availability. Also, you can use our Madigan Facebook page at facebook.com/Madigan Health. Now, it was mentioned earlier that the Jensen Fitness Center will be closing for renovation. Currently, our Armed Forces Wellness Center is located there. So during that renovation, we're going to transition down to the Nelson Recreation Center, and that is effect now. We're already there. They're still doing some maintenance and upkeep to get it ready to start, but that will be over at Nelson Rec at 3168 2nd Division Drive here on JBLM. You know, March is Brain Injury Awareness Month, and according to the CDC, 1.7 million people are diagnosed with a brain injury every year. It's clearly a large problem in the military population, and according to the Traumatic Brain Injury Center of Excellence, from 2000 to 2019, more than 417,000 service members have been diagnosed with TBI. Even a mild TBI can cause changes to your psychological health. Patients with mild TBI often experience physical, cognitive, and emotional symptoms. Vision and hearing complications are two major signs of TBI also. If you've had a head injury, be sure to familiarize yourself with the signs and symptoms of TBI and speak with your primary care manager. You know, March is also National Nutrition Month. Please use this time to assess and adjust your diet to support your healthy living goals. To learn more or to get help with your nutrition journey, the registered dietitians at Madigan are here for you. To make an appointment, you can call the Nutrition Clinic at 253-968-0547 and select option 2. You know, even though we have a vaccine, COVID is still out there. And believe it or not, there is still some flu, although it's been a low incidence this year with the other methods that have been used to prevent COVID. But if you have COVID-like symptoms but are unsure what to do, you can always call the MHS Nurse Advice Line 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 1-800-TRICARE and select option 1. This is free. It's a resource for TRICARE beneficiaries to speak with a registered nurse and receive recommendations for the most appropriate level of care. You can also visit mhsnurseadviceline.com for chat or video options. Please practice the 3 W's: wear your mask, wash your hands, and watch your distance. We are all in this fight together. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and stay healthy. Care with compassion. And now I'll be followed by the Spouses Club of Lewis-McChord.
Good morning. My name is Melissa Fowler. I am the president of the Spouses Club of Lewis-McChord. Since we're talking about money, I'm going to ask you to donate some of it. So this month is March, and the Spouses Club has our annual charity event, also known as ACE Night. ACE Night is happening on March 26th. And while we can't be in person wearing costumes and having a great time, we are doing it virtual. So if you just scroll down to that flyer, go ahead and click on it. It'll tell you all about our tickets and where you can pick up your food if you want to purchase such for the event. So, ACE Night, March 26th. We have 3 tickets that you can purchase. Our first one is our general access ticket. That's $20, and that just gets you general access online to watch the streaming event. Our second ticket is $30. That's an early access ticket, and that gets you in on the 25th. So you have first dibs on all the awesome baskets that we're going to have up for auction, and you can see them all before anybody else gets a chance. Our third ticket is our food. So we have food being provided this year by Just Call Susan. We have 3 different meal options. So it's a $20 ticket. You're going to pick it up at the Best Western in DuPont at 5 p.m. before the event goes live. We have beef bourguignon you can choose. You can choose a vegetable lasagna, or you can choose a charcuterie board. All of them awesome. And they all come with dessert. So yeah, who doesn't like dessert? ACE Night, what is it? So ACE Night is our biggest fundraiser of the year. We fundraise all throughout the year, the Spouses Club does, but ACE Night is our biggest one. All of the money that we raise goes to our community grants program. Our community grants supports organizations in and around JBLM that provide sports teams, Big Brother, Big Sisters of Puget Sound, USO Northwest are some of our recipients, and that's where all of our money goes. It's been a really hard year, you guys. You all know this. And we, like everybody else, are hurting for fundraisers. So please come join us. It'll be super great, I promise. If you want to dress up at home, go ahead. Dress up, put on a tiara, put on your mask, masquerade. Let's see. Baskets. I talked about baskets for Ace Night. Some of our fantastic baskets that we have a package from Chef Robert Irvine that is going to be there. It is 2 round-trip tickets to his charity Golf Foundation in San Antonio in June. It's going to include 2 round-trip tickets for airfare, 2 nights in a hotel, 2 entry tickets into the golf tournament, and also a meet and greet with Chef, which is pretty fantastic. I've met him. He's cool. Next, let's see, we've got a camping basket, bourbon basket, home decor, Shenyang Circus, Pit Boss Grill. A lot of the battalions and brigades on JBLM donate baskets to us for Ace Night, and there's always some healthy competition, so bid on those. We've got overnight stays in Seattle, Leavenworth, Tacoma. Eliza Schlesinger is a fantastic comedian. She's donating 2 tickets to her show that's going to be at the Paramount, as well as a meet and greet with her. Total Wine and More is donating a private tasting for 20 people. Sounds pretty fantastic. Who doesn't like that either? All kinds of fantastic baskets that you could win at Ace Night. Let's see, last thing, board member application. If you go up there and click on the About Us tab, go down to board member application. We are always looking for new board members. PCS season is upon us. If you are interested in joining our board, you can just scroll down there, fill out that form, turn it into us. Keep in mind, too, that we are a all-volunteer-run organization, and whatever you volunteer for with the Spouses Club transfers really well over to your resume for the real world. So yeah, join us. We're awesome. Thank you so much. I'll be followed by chapel services.
Good morning, everybody. Chaplain Dave Schaffner. We've got a lot of events coming up in the next 4 to 6 weeks, so we just wanted to take a moment to show you some of those. Remember, if you need information about our services, all you have to do is type in JBLM Religious Support into any browser, and it will take you to this page right here. If you wander down the page to the part that says Worship Services, you'll see a section that's underlined. Click on that, and that will take you to our schedules, especially our schedules for the upcoming holiday season. So the first one you'll see is our Catholic services for Holy Week and Easter. And then also the Protestant services is the next slide down for Holy Week and for Easter. We've added lots of extra services for the Easter and Holy Week season so that we can get everybody into the chapel using our COVID mitigations. We also have an Easter sunrise service, and both on McChord and here on Main Post side. So Passover is also happening at the same time as Easter. So starting the 27th and running through the 4th, our Jewish community will also be sponsoring some events for Passover. And then our last slide there is talking about Islamic services. Just after Easter ends on the 12th of April, we will start the month of Ramadan. So Ramadan will run from the 12th of April through the 12th of May. We are very fortunate and blessed. We just received a Muslim chaplain, Chaplain Laurie, and so we actually now have a Muslim chaplain here on post who's running our program. And then you'll also see the last one we wanted to highlight there was Buddhist New Year. That's happening on April the 10th. We are also fortunate that we have a Buddhist chaplain. That's not very common to have both a Buddhist and a Muslim. We have a rabbi, a Buddhist chaplain, and a Muslim chaplain, so we're really fortunate here at JBLM. So just some upcoming events that we wanted to draw your attention to and invite you out to. And with that, I will turn it back over to Robin.
Thanks, sir. We've collected a few questions, so at this time I'd like to invite Captain Bankston back up from the Tax Center.
Hello, So this question is from Catherine. We were told the tax center will not assist soldiers if their spouse has a 1099 NEC, and they would not let us make an appointment. Why is this? So the why behind that is going to be because while our soldiers went through month-long intensive training on various tax situations and as many scenarios we could give them, we couldn't get them trained on everything. So there's certain tax forms or certain tax situations that you may be in specifically that will make you out of scope for our services, and that's not because we don't want to assist you. It's because we want to make sure you're getting the best assistance possible, and if we aren't trained on it, you will not be getting that from us. So we just want to make sure that you're not putting yourself in a situation where you're going to have to file an amendment or possibly be in some penalties or fees with the IRS because you improperly filed. I know it's frustrating, but we try to make sure that we're not doing things that we can't control.
All right, thank you for that. And I'd also like to invite Ms. Mary Cron from DPFR Financial Services back up.
I have two questions. Can spouses go to financial readiness without their service member? Absolutely. Not only do we accept the spouses coming in, but we encourage the spouses, since we find a lot of the times that they are a main financial manager. Not only do we have the in-person financial counseling, but if it is hard to come into the office, we also have counselors who will do virtual counseling telephonically. Second question, can FRP access the SM's LES, or is that something we need to bring in if we want to return to look at? You can bring the LES in. Of course, that always will save time when we are reviewing your information. But if that is not possible for you to bring in at the time, we can also help to access it.
All right, thanks, Mary. So that wraps up our Sound Summit for March. We will see you in April, and have a great beginning to spring.